You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all your wrestling info, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or fan us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Jordan Landry, and Tyler Hebert.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
And once again, it's going to be a two-man group, or so we think. Joining us on the show this week, because we found out a little bit of information about Jordan. He has been kidnapped by Ben and is now stuck in the UK without a passport. It's not good at all.
What a douche. So, have his way with him.
Well, maybe not so much, but or we hope not. So Jordan gonna be out for a little bit. I guess we can say he's on hiatus. Hiatus. Yeah, there you go. So best of luck to him getting back into the States. But joining us tonight, we're bringing back an old favorite. A man who has much more knowledge about indie wrestlers and, I guess wrestling in general than myself, at least. It would be the one and only Cousin Doug. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
That's a very nice intro. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the show. We appreciate you
welcome
taking time
back.
out of your,
My honor.
taking time and being back on our show. So how have you been?
Pretty shitty.
Well, that's one way to kick off the show. It's episode 27. For all the information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Doug's full of energy right now. He just ate like 3 things of like Starburst.
Also, check us out on Facebook by searching for WrestlingNewsSource.com. Also, finding us on Facebook by searching WNS Podcast. You can find us on YouTube by searching WNS Video, and on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source.
And Doug for the and for on Twitter for the podcast, it's WNS Podcast. Let me say this.
Why y'all hating on the Twitter? You don't like hashtag and stuff or whatever these kids are doing.
And for the main site, WN Source.
I'm at Starbucks. Twitter. I'm going to the gym. Twitter.
Taking a shit.
Doug, you said like 3 sentences, and 2 of them have had a certain word on there we're not supposed to be saying on here.
All right.
Grunge.
I'm going to settle it now.
Oh, that's cool, man. So, gonna have my little Starburst right here. Kick off the show. Have a little bit of fun. What a weekend we had. Destination X. That's how we're going to kick off this podcast.
X marks the spot.
Exactly. The return of the 6-sided ring. What did you guys think of the overall pay-per-view?
Doug?
It was fun. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest thing I've ever seen, but
I didn't think it sucked.
no, it wasn't bad, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I mean, I think,
Compared to previous TNA.
yeah, I mean, like,
Or
What
Impact
was it?
Wrestling.
I think it was like $35 for the pay-per-view.
Tyler, did you get your money's worth?
you bought it, not
I
us. Why
bought
you
it.
asking?
I didn't look. I just pressed the code.
It just gets charged to your house. And
Yeah.
call people,
Hey,
"What is this?"
Dad, pay for this.
But do you feel you got your money's worth?
Sure.
Well, I chipped in, so maybe.
Yes. So me and Doug's money.
Anyways, so Destination X, I thought it was actually pretty good, even though I missed like the first 3 matches of it.
Yes.
But starting off with Kaz defeating Samoa Joe, and a lot of people were put off by this matchup because it continues the sort of the losing streak that Samoa Joe's got going. And
Also, I want to point out that this kind of feud was just put together like pretty quick. What was it? The last episode before? Is that when they start doing?
it was like 3 backstage segments that they had. So it was like, a 3-week thing where Kaz just kind of talked smack on Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe was like, shut up, or whatever. And then it continued, and then I guess they had a match after that. But you two got to witness that match. What did y'all think of it? Tyler?
I did like it, but I felt like Samoa Joe was going to lose, and was right.
I mean, it was okay for what it was, but they didn't give it much time, which, you probably would expect it being the opener.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really hate TNA's, like, booking of Samoa Joe, like, in general. I just think, like the guy is like a heavyweight who, like, wrestles like a junior and should be booked like a monster. And he has been in the past, but just for like years now, I don't think he's been booked correctly at all. And I think he's lost everything that's, made you think he was special.
Yeah.
What would you probably do to sort of bring him back into that? Like how would you book him, and what would you do?
I mean, make him look like a monster. I mean, like make him like go in there and
Be the undefeated guy again.
Like when he.
I mean, you don't have to be undefeated to be that, but I mean, he gets jobbed out way too much for him to have that aura of that guy who's gonna go in there and
Yeah. Get the Joe's gonna kill you phase back. Okay.
You remember that? What was it? They said it was a year and a half, that undefeated streak. I thought it was around 2 years. Man, it was close enough. But do you remember that time?
I do.
That?
Yeah.
Remember right before where Kurt Angle came in and stuff like that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm confused.
I'm just asking if you remember.
Oh, no, yeah, it was good.
Are you just asking in general? Hey, do you remember this?
Yeah,
or
you remember that?
Yeah,
remember that time we went to
it was
Burger
cool.
King? That was good times. I mean, is that sort of where you're going with it?
I mean, are you like specifically referencing like the the Joe Angle feud, or like
or that particular?
No, it was just
Samoa Joe?
that era when he was undefeated and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. He was booked like I'm not gonna cuss again because I already got in trouble. But he was booked like a bad dude, and like he,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, moving on from that, the next match on there was Douglas Williams versus a pretty well unknown wrestler known by Mark Haskins, and it was noted that he toured the Europe tour that they had. So they sort of just invited him on to face up against Douglas Williams. And what did you guys think of that? Just sort of just bringing someone on. No.
I'm not opposed to that. Like, I really like Doug Williams also, and it was an okay match. I think Haskins had a couple of botches that were clearly his fault. So I don't know if it was he kind of actually looked a little nervous to me, like in the face. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he'll get asked back, but I'm not opposed to like them just bringing guys in like randomly like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand
the right
that,
guys,
but,
what I mean?
But would you have brought him on for a pay-per-view, or would you just brought him on for like an Impact episode? Because I mean, people are paying money to see the best in their business, and this is a guy who none of them have really even seen. So for them to be paying for someone who they know nothing about, and just go on from there.
I mean, that's a good point, but I mean, me personally, I didn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I thought that they were gonna do the British invasion versus the Mexican America thing, but that's for the next pay-per-view. But because I was confused with some of the matches.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't advertised, that match.
Yeah.
That one wasn't, and there was a couple other ones that wasn't. So,
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good match overall.
Yeah. Okay. The following match was Eric Young and Sharkboy defeating Generation Me.
That was another guy that they brought back for, I guess. I don't know if they have him on another contract or they're just for another, just for that night.
Yeah, just a handshake
because he was
agreement
released a couple of months ago before that.
He was released not too long ago, so that was definitely interesting to see. Another interesting point is that Generation Me, no longer with the company.
Well, they asked for their release.
Yeah, asking for their release from Impact or TNA or whatever you want to call it. So Generation Me no longer with Impact.
So out of that match, there's only one person that's with the company.
And that'd be Eric Young.
Yeah. Don't fire Eric.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We also had the first Destination X match of the night, and I thought it was a pretty good match. Spots galore, as they tend to be. It was Shannon Moore versus Robbie E versus Amazing Red versus Alex Shelley. And Alex Shelley picking up the victory on that one. They had a nice little spot with Shannon Moore climbing the top of the structure rather than the rope that connects the X. And what did y'all think about this match? I enjoyed it. I don't think it was best of the night, but it was still pretty enjoyable. It was good to see.
I mean, I think it was fun. It was definitely not my favorite match of the night. Not even close, really. I don't know. I expected. For one thing, I'm not a big fan of Shannon Moore, so I'm immediately turned off.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just say like past. God, I can't think. I'm sugar crushing right now as we speak. Okay, someone fill me in on the name of the match.
Tyler, what did you think of the match?
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was all right, but wasn't the best. And I was right when I thought Alex Shelley was going to win. I predicted it.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Did he?
Nice.
Nice.
Guess what? I was like, hey, Alex Shelley's going to win. And they're like, okay, you're right. And then he won.
I don't remember saying, yeah, okay.
Well, that's what happened in my head. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting.
The end.
So one of the many voices going on in your head, letting us know who's going to win without us actually knowing.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what happens in my head.
Well, yeah, what's going on? What's going on in there, Tyler?
A lot of bear puns.
We'll get to that later.
At least it's not tree puns.
Yeah, no sign from Tree, either in Impact or on Raw. But we'll get to that a little bit later on. So, Alex Shelley, your winner for Destination X. Pretty good matchup overall. Coming up next was what a lot of people were saying was one of the match of the night, or was the match of the night, and that being Jerry Lynn versus Rob Van Dam. A lot of ECW nostalgia, I guess, running through the building. You know, not too bad for people of their age, putting on a really good show. Really good couple spots with the chair that they used, and Rob Van Dam suffering a little gash over his eye.
Oh yeah,
like right on his eyebrow. So that was pretty good. Tyler, what did you think of that match?
I thought it was good, not as good as I need to get on the mic right here.
Yeah.
I'm under.
Make sure you talk into the mic.
The mic.
It helps.
Hi, Mike. No, I thought it was cool. I liked it. I wish that again. I wish that I guess I'm taking this from Doug because I do agree with him that I guess I wish I went. I can't talk. I wish they would have went fudge.
It shouldn't have got as much time.
Yeah, tongue twisting. I can't talk.
They did go for a while. I think the total thing was like 17 and a half minutes or so.
I mean, I think with the guys like their age, you give them 12, and they can make it like a hot 12 minutes, and then that's fine. And you got, and I guess it's the next match on the card, but I feel like that kind of went too short. Like they didn't get enough time to pull off the kind of stuff that probably should have gone down in that match.
Mm-hmm. But Rob Van Dam, your winner on that one after the five-star frog splash. Not too bad of a match. They definitely put on a show, had the crowd going as well. But the next matchup, my opinion, match of the night.
I'll agree.
Yes.
Just fast-paced, a lot of action. Just brilliant work that they did. A lot of near falls, broken up, and that was the second destination. Or no. It was
no, this wasn't a destination.
Yeah,
Ultimate.
It was Ultimate. It wasn't
Ultimate.
Yeah, it was just a first to pinfall.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't.
4-man
Yeah,
roll. That's what
we
I
were
thought
under
it was going to be too.
Yeah, we were under the impression that we thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the contract was hanging from the.
That was kind of interesting to see, however, but was not to be. It was Austin Aries versus Low Key versus Jack Evans versus Zima Ion?
Zima Ion.
Yeah.
Shima Ion.
Yeah,
on
that
the
one.
Indies
That one too.
If you want to check him out.
Thank you, Doug. I'm glad you are here because I could not have said that. I try. But anyways, very, very good match. They definitely showed why they are, in the business. Fans chanting, sign them all.
Yeah.
And they probably should.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see Austin Aries back, but I'm not sure how optimistic to be because they've had him in the past and they didn't do much with him or.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying about Jack Evans in Mexico, Doug?
Well, I was just saying I wasn't sure if he was still if he's under contract currently to AAA, which I assume he is.
Mm-hmm.
But or if he's not someone they could just bring over because they kind of have like a talent trade going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That he may be able to work that out under.
Okay. So not too bad. I mean, a very, like I said, a lot of action, very fast-paced, a lot of near falls. Austin Aries, your winner and new member of Impact Wrestling, so certainly big congratulations going out to him. The next match was for the X Division Championship match, and it had
L. Brian Kendrick.
L. Brian Kendrick versus Abyss, and sort of a David versus Goliath. They had Kendrick come out and start with the kicks and the punches, and it's just not even phasing Abyss. And you know, a few things here and there. Eric Bischoff made an appearance, which I'm not sure if they needed to do that, but Earl Hebner taking a bump during the match and was out for quite a while because a lot of members from Immortal came out and started roughing up on Kendrick, and then a lot of members of the X Division came out and started roughing up on Immortal, and all the while Earl Hebner is laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know about all that.
It was too much, and the way that they ended it with like all the hoorah
and confetti.
Yeah, it was just, the match didn't make you feel like it was that special, like it deserved that kind of like
was that
ending,
necessary?
You know? Yeah, it was just he got the.
It didn't have the high emotion.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. I mean I hate to say it, I like Kendrick, although like I've kind of lost interest in him like recently, but I mean I just wasn't into the feud. I could have cared less. You know?
Yeah, I mean certainly pulling for Kendrick, you know, to sort of breathe a little bit of fresh air into the X Division. And, you know, I felt that this pay-per-view certainly did that. It showed why they should have six-sided ring. It shows why they should put so much emphasis on the X Division, because these guys went out there and they put on a hell of a show and entertained the crowd. You didn't need Hogan. You didn't need Bischoff. You didn't need, you know, all the older guys who were in there.
What was it? It was reported that Dixie Carter and Eric Bischoff was tweeting how like the success of this.
Yeah,
interview.
they were very impressed with it. And it was good for them.
Well, can I ask you guys something? Like, you know, like this past month and leading up to the pay-per-view, they brought a lot of guys in.
Yeah.
You see, you know, they've spotlighted a lot of guys. Do you see this as like a trend going forward where they're going to focus on this?
I think they should.
Well, they definitely should,
yeah. But will they?
Yeah,
will they?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think.
Don't hold your breath.
I think they're gonna just kind of go back to the way they were. Sort of like how they did with.
But I mean, have you noticed in like? I mean,
like,
how they brought these guys in who, you know, they consider, like, I would assume like people like Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan assume these guys to be nobodies.
Yeah.
But these guys were like really over in their matches. Like, I don't know if you saw the Evans qualifying match. He was super over. Low Key was super over. Austin Aries was super over. And I mean, like, you know, I just think hopefully people. Like a lot of people don't understand, like in wrestling, that this is the way I want it, and if they don't do it, I mean, I'm gonna keep watching anyway, or I'm gonna quit watching. But you got to vote with your dollar, just like in anywhere else. And if you're a fan of this kind of wrestling, and this is the kind of things you want to see, then that's a pay-per-view that you should have ordered and voted with your dollar.
Right.
And
I really hope that the buy rates show that, you know, the people wanted to see the X Division. Like, I really hope that they do continue this, and they will bring other people in. But, you know, as far as that, it's just they I don't know how they manage to do it, but they just waste so much time on Impact. Like, it's promo after promo. Hey, let's hold a shaky camera and point it in someone's office and watch them talk. You know, it's like, you know, they could be focusing on the wrestlers, where wrestling allegedly matters, you know, to them. But you know, they need to be showing stuff like that. They need to bring in the people that not many people know and have them go out there, put on good matches. So, will they do it? Probably not. Would I like them to do it? Absolutely. The best way I can compare it is to the the EV2 gimmick that they had for a while.
Yeah.
They let them have their own pay-per-view, and then after that, they sort of just faded off with it and said, all right, thanks, later.
Well, the problem with that is companies just need to quit reliving ECW. It's dead, man. Come on.
Yeah. Or at least stop tarnishing the name of the original.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty tarnished at this point.
Yeah. So WWE CW. So that version. The final match of the night was Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles, and this match went on for a while. I believe the final time was about 27 minutes or 25, somewhere around there. It was a pretty long match. You know, a lot of good spots going on. It was just, for me, it was a good match, but it was too strung out. Like, I think they could have shaved a few minutes off of that match in order to go from one spot to the next a little bit faster. I mean, I understand Christopher Daniels, he's got his injuries and stuff like that, so definitely want to, you know, pace yourself on that one to make sure that you're good to go for the next one. But, you know, I thought it was a good match, but not that great.
When AJ came out, I got ready to fly. So,
I mean, I thought it was good. I thought the ending didn't make sense with the story they're trying to tell. And when I say story, I mean like within the match, the story they're trying to tell. I mean, it was okay, but I don't know.
What did you think of it, Tyler?
I liked it, but it wasn't the best match of the night.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
Well, I mean, how'd you feel? Am I the only one who thinks like a different ending could have like made the match feel like it went
Like
a little better?
maybe he would
Because
turn.
no, I mean not like a turn, or I just meant like it seemed like to me they were telling the story of, and within the context of the match, I mean the story was these guys know each other so well, they know all each other's offense, they know the counters to all each other's offense, and they kind of mirrored their control segments with like similar offense that both of the guys do, with guys reversing and getting out of it. But then he wins with he should have. I think if AJ was going over, he should have won with something either he rarely ever does, or something he's never done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, does that make sense, or did I just like babble? Like,
That makes sense.
It does, but like for someone like myself who doesn't really know the history between them, I thought they did pretty well, because like I said, I haven't really followed the history of these two, in their matches and stuff like that. That's definitely something I need to do. But I thought it was okay. But
I'll agree. I mean,
yeah, still not too bad of a match. But so that was how they concluded Destination X, with AJ Styles getting the victory over Christopher Daniels, and Christopher Daniels shaking AJ Styles' hand after the match. But still kind of leaving a little hint there. Maybe a little bit down the road they'll have a heel turn, have a few more matches between these two. Who knows? We'll see where it goes from there. Another interesting Impact Wrestling news little side note, I guess.
If you call it interesting.
Yeah, if you call it interesting. Orlando Jordan has been released from Impact. So
I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
I can care less.
Yeah,
Of
you
Orlando
could.
Jordan.
You could care less.
Could care less.
Wow. Okay. So at your current state of caring, there you
want to get technical about it?
Okay. I was just making sure.
make
Doug,
a bear pun.
Do you find this interesting, Doug?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest Orlando Jordan fan in the world.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are. So we'll have to wish him the best in his future endeavors. Moving on into what happened on Raw, the go-home show for Money in the Bank. Not going to get too far into it because there wasn't a whole lot that happened. I mean, Mark Henry tackled Big Show off the stage, and
Which was pretty funny.
yeah, and who was it that got thrown up? Drew McIntyre didn't even hit the mat. He got thrown off onto the concrete. Yeah, he ended up falling onto the concrete, and they actually said he was able to walk away from it. So luckily, not too many injuries sustained on that one. But I was kind of laughing at the view from Mark Henry and the Big Show, because they were just laying there, just going, "Oh, it hurt," like they're kind of just like unhappy, but they're cuddling or something.
I mean, come on, Big Show got his leg ran over by a car,
Yeah.
and he walked it off.
Yeah. So not only that, but whenever he returned, he full on sprinted to the ring.
That's right.
So if he can be tackled off of the stage, which was like maybe a 3-foot
Where's your
drop.
continuity, WWE?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But the show's starting and ending with CM Punk given a microphone. And I thought it was hilarious whenever he came out to the ring to start the show, because he brought a megaphone with him, saying just in case they decided to cut him off, he would be prepared for that.
He also had to get on the headphones and ask them very very nicely not to.
I mean, CM Punk just like a genius on the microphone. Just, it's good stuff. Everything that he goes out there and he'll just cut a little promo, and they didn't have much wrestling in this episode of Raw, and I was okay with that because they had amazing promos for CM Punk, which is something that he is known for. But they never utilized it in the whole time that he was in his tenure in WWE until it was pretty much too late. So, but the question I have for you guys is, we knew that his contract was coming to an end, and we sort of hinted that, if he really was going to go somewhere else, they sort of just fade him out. Like they just kind of let him disappear. Maybe he'd go out with an injury or something like that and just never come back. But if they re-signed him, then you'd probably see him back in the picture, back in the main spotlight. And what better way to make that statement than to have him cut these promos and have the main event match at Money in the Bank? So my question to you guys is, do you think that maybe they have re-signed CM Punk?
I'm going to be like completely honest with you, and I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Either like one of two things happened. He either like he went out there and said, "I'm about to raise my stock before they re-sign me and show them how important and I could be to this company."
Yeah.
Or he was like, "Well, I'm not coming back, so I'm gonna go have fun." And like,
like what are they gonna do? Fire me? Yeah. He even mentioned that. So
it's been reported that CM Punk merchandise has been sold out.
Yes.
So I don't know if
it kind of makes you question.
I think that was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it kind of makes you wonder if people are just jumping on the bandwagon, or if the people who are actual CM Punk fans are like, you know what? He was right. We do need to have his merchandise and have his pictures on our posters and stuff like that.
It's interesting you say that because in the live contract negotiation or whatever, like had they wanted to, and if Punk is still on board, they could have pulled a double switch right there because CM Punk had the fans eating out of his hands.
Absolutely.
He was like, "Hey, you don't know what these people want. They want this," and they were like, "Oh yeah, we do want that. Let's chant that."
Yeah.
Ice
cream bars. Yeah. Ice cream bars.
See, I just made you $1 million in ice cream.
That was hilarious.
And then like that's the perfect opportunity for Cena to go heel, where he's like, he is the establishment. He's the man.
Yeah. That's a very good point. That they could have maybe a Cena heel turn, because Money in the Bank will be coming from Chicago, CM Punk's hometown.
Well, like CM Punk was the biggest babyface in the WWE in John Cena's hometown, and then he's going to go to Chicago and be an even bigger babyface.
Oh my God, dude! Can you imagine how loud the boos are going to be? Because go back and watch WrestleMania 22. The Chicago crowds are crazy, and I love the Chicago crowds. They
know that's where CM Punk is from, and they love him.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be interesting to see. Do you think that that they could bring in possibly like a Cena heel turn?
And it's possible.
Can I just cut you off real quick? I didn't say that I think that I didn't mean that I think they're going to turn Cena heel there.
Well,
I'm just saying that the way that it went, that
it would play perfectly into
they could have done a double turn right there, and it would have been fine. Go ahead, I'm Tyler.
I still don't see it. Just knowing WWE, it'll be a perfect thing to do, but I still just don't see it because WWE
sales
is
are too high.
Well, you guys didn't say your opinions, and I'm interested to hear if you thought he was on board, they quietly signed him, or if he's gone.
I think that they may have, although there's always that doubt. I'm sort of like 51-49, 51 being that they re-signed him, because it's just, I think some of the fans on our page said it best. Whenever you don't know if it's real or not, like if he's actually saying this out of emotion or not, that's whenever it's the best.
Right, if you don't know.
Because, and so now you're like, well, did he resign? Maybe he did. I don't know. It's kind of, so I'm going to say maybe 51% saying that he did resign, just because you wouldn't put someone in the spotlight this much just to have him leave 6 days later.
And CM Punk is like really good at working the internet marks too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember like the summer of Punk, and how all that went down. But Tyler, what were you gonna? Do you think he's on board, or do you think he's gone?
I do agree with you with that, and it does seem like that. But I'm not for sure. I'm with you. I'm just not positive on it. It does seem like that, though.
Also interesting to note, Colt Cabana will be in Chicago for the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
What are the odds we see Colt Cabana on WWE camera? Maybe not even getting a ring, but a shot. Hey, there's Colt Cabana, because for people who don't know, he's been mentioned like several times in basketball.
Yeah, because
what are the odds of that?
Because
that would be cool.
I think it's a strong possibility. Maybe even have just like a backstage segment or something like that. You know, you never know.
Second City Saints and shot down. The roof is gonna get blown off the place.
I mean, I think it would be really good because on the final promo for Raw this week, CM Punk mentioned Colt Cabana and Luke Gallows. So, like, how funny would it be, or how cool would it be to see both of them backstage or sitting ringside or something like that, sort of ushering in, like maybe the ref goes down, takes a bump, and then those two hop in and just wail on Cena and take him down.
So we all agree that it would be very cool to see, but what are we giving the odds of that actually happening?
I'm gonna say
I would not throw out a possibility that he may be in the crowd and they show a shot, at least a shot of him.
Just Colt Cabana, I'll say 27%.
I'm gonna say 33.
33 and a third.
Tyler?
Don't know. I have no percent. I'm just like,
So you're saying 0% Colt Cabana shows up on camera?
20.
20? Okay.
I mean, come on, there was a Colt Cabana chant. Like,
Yeah, there is. I don't know. I'm just like,
And this is great because this is what's getting people.
I mean, I'm like,
interested
I could not have less of a clue what is actually going to happen, but I know I'm interested. I'm excited to see what does happen.
Definitely. So it's going to be taking place this Sunday in Chicago. God, I love those Chicago fans because like they do what they want. They chant for whoever they want to. It doesn't matter if they're like heel or face.
A lot of more than one thing. The pay-per-view that's coming up this Sunday, there's like a couple of things I'm very interested in. But I'll get into that once we discuss.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to go straight into our Money in the Bank predictions of what's going to take place this Sunday. We'll start off with Kelly versus one of the Bellas.
The one that looks like her sister.
That's my line. That makes me
bear
sad.
puns, tree puns, bear puns, tree puns.
Not yet.
Twin jokes.
We're getting to that, dog. Ah! But it's going to be Kelly Squared versus
Did
Bella.
I tip our hand right there?
Huh?
Did I tip our hand right there?
No. Yeah, there we go. So Kelly versus I believe it's Brie Bella for the Divas Championship.
They've been high
Who cares?
on Kelly of late. Because what was it like on Raw? Melina lost to Kelly.
Yeah, that was
like
kind of disappointing.
Like snap.
Yeah, a 3-minute match or so. I mean, who you guys? No,
Kelly.
No build up, no
Kelly.
nothing. Who really cares about this? I'm going to use it to use my bathroom break during this pay per view.
I'm gonna hotbox a cigarette.
I'm gonna.
And if Marlboro Lights want to sponsor me,
I mean, just listen to that soothing baritone voice.
Hey, ladies.
Very calming, like a Wolverine. I'm going to pick Kelly as well on this one. I just think they haven't had enough build up for anything. Maybe have Melina go back in the spotlight. Maybe Beth Phoenix. Just anyone. I mean, come on. Just do something. So, but I'll go Kelly winning this one just because, like you said, Tyler, the WWE officials seem to be high on her. Who are you picking?
Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, awesome. Moving up, we got another match that probably not too many people are going to be interested in. Big Show versus Mark Henry. And this is another match that's sort of just been... It's just a feud. They kind of just went, pick names out of a hat. Oh, let's have two big guys go at it. Okay, there you go.
But also, they've been pushing Mark Henry, though.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? How long ago they just turned him heel?
well, since he got drafted to SmackDown, he was kind of.
Yeah. So...
But at least we know at the end of the night, someone's going to get the ass kicked.
And he's one crazy mofo, and he's coming through the door.
Through the dough?
Dough.
Oh, okay.
I'm going with Henry.
Henry on that one. Okay.
I'm going with Henry as well.
Okay, yeah. We're making it a 3-peat on this one. Mark Henry going to be your winner.
So we all got the same pick so far?
So far.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one, I hate these matches because you can never really pick a winner. You can pick like 2 or 3 people who you think are going to win, but as far as an absolute winner, you just don't know. Going to go into the SmackDown Money in the Bank match, which I probably think is going to be the very first match of the night.
Yeah, probably so.
That's just my pick. I'm going, the participants are Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Sin Cara, Kane, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, Sheamus, and Cody Rhodes.
This is the Money in the Bank match I'm really looking... I mean, I want to, watch both of them, but this one's the one I'm most
excited for?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know, I do know. No, like the people on there like Daniel Bryan, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel, all that stuff.
Spot Fest.
Spot Fest. I don't know. Cody Rhodes. I don't.
Well, they really don't have too many spotty guys in that match. I mean, like, well, maybe they do.
Let's take a look at the roster again.
I mean, you got like Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes isn't a spotty guy, Sheamus isn't a spotty guy, Slater isn't a spotty guy. You're probably like half and half on that.
Yeah. Well, who do you guys think is going to end up winning this
love to see my homie Daniel Bryan, but I'm going to say Sheamus.
Sheamus, okay.
I was going for the same thing.
Interesting.
And I want to tell you why.
Okay.
Because...
No, I'm going to tell you.
Okay. Sheamus wins that, and...
No, don't. If you're famous...
I'll wait till...
Yes, wait till the end. Wait till the
okay,
end.
so you're picking Sheamus, correct?
Sheamus.
I know where you're going because my head's there, and we'll fantasy book at the end.
Okay. I think probably Sheamus is going to win, but just to be different, just to go out on a limb, you never know. I'm going to say Wade Barrett. It's, he's kind of done with Ezekiel Jackson. He's done with Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, so this would be a good time for her to see how he does in the singles career. And, he can carry around the briefcase for a while, have a few singles matches, and then start working into it. So I'm going to go Wade Barrett.
I like the guy, but I don't think he's ready for that spot yet.
Yeah. But, it's just something different. Because, do you really think that Sheamus is going to be championship material again after they kind of just destroyed his first title reign?
You gotta wait till the end. I'm gonna explain my fantasy booking thing.
All right, we'll get to that.
Hysteria is gonna explode on everything.
So 2 Sheamuses and a Wade Barrett. Moving on, we got the Raw Money in the Bank. This is probably going to be like second to last match, in my opinion. They always like to put Raw over SmackDown, but when it comes to like bragging rights or something, SmackDown always wins. I find that interesting.
That's weird, yeah. It's not weird, but yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how they book it that way. The participants in the Raw are going to be Alberto Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, also Miz, A-Rai, R-Truth, Jack Thwaga, and Evan Bourne, and Kofi Kingston. And this one's kind of a toss-up in the air as well.
I'm going to say Del Rio.
Del Rio? Okay.
I'm going to say Del Rio too, but also I want to kind of throw in Miz.
Miz? Okay. So Miz is also a former winner of the Money in the Bank.
No.
You
got to make a call, Tyler.
I think it's interesting that Miz and Kane are both in the Money in the Bank match, and they both won it last year. So that's kind of interesting an interesting note to point out. So you're going with
Alberto Del Rio. It's his destiny.
But you already knew that.
Wink.
So that's your official answer? Because we're putting money on this, right, Tyler? You and me?
Yes, we're putting money on this.
Then you got to have a clear answer.
Man. Right.
Del Rio.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because I think we picked the same thing.
I'm not endorsing betting or anything because, 1, I don't have any money, and 2, every time I've placed a bet, I've come in first. So, although you and I tied at WrestleMania, dog.
We did tie. Thank you for that. The footnote.
Yeah. So, just saying, just throwing that out there. But I don't know. I think Alberto will make his own way up to the title match. I don't see Mysterio. I think if Mysterio gets it, he'll be the first to lose. Miz won't win. A-Rai won't win. A-Rai's too soon.
Too soon?
Yeah. R-Truth, possibly, but I don't really see him getting it. Jack Swagger, previous winner as well.
Swagger. He's not going to win because it took him too long to take the briefcase down.
Yeah, they don't want to risk that again.
Well, you never know. He might set up a ladder in his garage and just practice unhooking the briefcase.
Hook it, unhook it. Hook it, unhook it.
Somebody time me.
Evan Bourne is strictly going to be there to get tossed around like a rag doll.
And to jump off of stuff like that.
Yeah, he's going to do some great aerials, and then he's going to look like a character from Family Guy who's just like laid out on the ground, body contorted, all kind of different ways. Yeah.
If you put money on Evan Bourne, then you're a sad person.
You could put money on him to go airborne.
Or you're a very smart person who's getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you can cash in on that. Oh, anyways. The only other one I can see is Kofi Kingston. So just because I don't think that Del Rio is going to win, I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston on that one. I think that they're steadily building him up. He's been in the business for a while. Seems pretty devoted to the company. Doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. So I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston on that one. It's probably going to be very wrong, but you never know. If I win, then y'all will be glad that I didn't put money on it. So we've got...
Wait, who was your pick again?
I'm picking Kofi.
Okay.
Tyler is picking Del Rio, correct?
Yes.
And Doug with Del Rio as well. Oh, yeah. I want to change that. So next up, we've got Randy Orton versus Christian for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this one's had quite a long feud going on. They've had quite a few matches together.
I think
Over
this
3
is like one of the
pay-per-views?
tougher matches to call. I think this is one of the tougher matches to call of the night, like, personally.
And the stipulation on this one is if Randy Orton gets disqualified or if the ref makes a bad decision.
If anything goes awry.
Yes, we'll go with that.
It's not punt time.
So almost.
It's punt you time.
Wow. Oh my God, nice. So
that's how we do.
But
That's how I do.
If Randy Orton gets disqualified or if the ref makes a bad call, then Christian automatically becomes the World Heavyweight Championship or champion.
It becomes the world.
He becomes the
morphs
championship
into it.
belt.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, we should have went into our Kendrick evolution spiel. Damn.
Oh. You want to knock it out? Save it for another time.
It's probably not that cool.
Right.
It was only funny to us. We'll pass.
Okay, so who are you guys picking to win this one?
I'm going Christian.
Okay. Any particular reason why?
Okay, this is where my theory comes in to play. Okay.
Tyler
Well,
Rivera's
wait.
theory.
If it involves CM Punk in any way, you have to wait until
No.
we predict. Okay, go.
It goes with Sheamus.
Okay, you go. You go, boy.
Sheamus has the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Mhm.
What if Christian wins and Sheamus cashes in on Christian and beats him?
So you'd have
And
it.
that's
Is
another
this-
screw thing.
You'd
Is
have
this
a heel.
fantasy? Is this fantasy booking, or this is what you actually think is going to happen? Just to clarify.
Does it matter?
Think.
Well, no, you can be like, well, it'd be so sweet.
It's kinda both.
It'd be sweet
Kinda
if this
both.
happened, but this is what I think is going
It's
to
kind
happen.
of
yeah.
both.
Okay.
It's kind of both.
A little bit of both. Okay. So you'd have a
That
heel.
was my theory. You know,
heel
like,
cash in on a heel?
because and then Christian's getting screwed again. He thinks he's getting screwed again.
Yeah. So instead of getting screwed out in 5 days or 2 days, however you want to get it, it's 5 minutes or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's getting screwed out. Okay. So like, what better way to get screwed out of the title than to do it even faster than the previous? What do you think, Doug?
I really have no idea. I'm just going to...
Flip a coin.
Well, what was your theory? I thought
well-
you had something.
Well, I have like a theory / fantasy booking, but it involves Punk. And this match I'm really not sure on. I'm just going to say Randy Orton. Why? Why? I don't know. I'm just picking Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. You know, Randy Orton looks like a monkey.
I could have done that for you.
Oh, well, that's okay. I got it. Thanks, though. I'm probably going to go with Randy Orton, just so it will set up for like a Sheamus feud or something like that. You know, I think he beats him clean. Or maybe not necessarily clean, but ref takes a bump and Orton grabs the chair, Christian grabs the chair. Someone grabs a chair, and it gets hit on Christian, and Orton retains.
Well, what if, like, my theory comes true, and then, you know, Randy Orton wants his rematch, though, and then Christian wants his, too, and they make a triple threat.
Yeah, it could happen a little bit later down the road.
Later on down
But
the road.
that's so far what I see happening. But
I see the future.
So I'm picking Randy Orton over y'all's Christians. And the final match of the night, definitely the most anticipated match in
CM
in Money
Punk
in the-
versus Randy Orton?
No.
What are you talking about?
That was written down.
Yeah.
It's not even a funny joke, Tyler.
I wrote it down wrong.
Stick
but
to
you know,
puns.
Stupid puns.
barking up the wrong tree. You better believe it.
CM Punk's winning.
You think he's taking the title with him?
Well, okay, this is what I think is going to happen, and then I would tell you how I would like for it to happen.
Okay.
This whole angle is for nothing if you don't think that CM Punk is dangerous and he's walking out with the title. So CM Punk goes over Cena, maybe with the help of the new Nexus, maybe clean, who knows. But CM Punk goes over.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Money in the Bank guys is going to cash in to, stand up for the company or whatever,
or McMahon makes him go
or
out there
McMahon makes him go out there. And I think you'll see one of them take it from Punk because, you got to make it. They're going to want that, oh, crap, he's leaving with a title moment, and then someone will cash in. Now, how I would do it and how I would think it would be really cool is Punk goes over Cena with the help of the new Nexus. Sheamus cashes in, or maybe McMahon says, I don't care if you won the SmackDown, you cash in now, whatever. He's not leaving with my belt. Well, then you have, since they thrown Colt Cabana around so much, you have Colt Cabana hop the rail and help him take out Sheamus. And then people are like, holy shit, this guy really is leaving with the belt.
Yeah.
And then Del Rio cashes in and beats him. I don't know. That's how I would book it. But I think Punk's going over with the title just for people to say, oh, man, he might actually leave with the title, and then someone is going to cash in and beat him. But I would like for if he went over twice and people were like, oh, my God, he really is leaving with the title. And then whoever, the other guy is would cash in and win. Yeah. That's how I would do it. But,
And then John Cena gets fired for the second time.
As long as he don't leave with the title, I think he's fine. Right. Like, is that clear on the stipulation? Does he actually?
If Punk wins, then Cena is fired.
Well, I thought it was if Punk leaves with the title, Cena's fired.
That could be
because I really think they're going to pull the Money in the Bank card here and put him over Cena, and then have someone cash in.
Yeah, I mean I can see that happening. That's why I think that if Mysterio wins the Raw Money in the Bank, they try and cash it in, and not only would Punk win that match, but he would also make Mysterio like the first person to lose the Money in the Bank match, or the first person to cash it in.
Plus, he would go over two huge baby faces.
Yes, like what better way?
Yeah.
And if they do that, then
if he ever comes back, he's gonna come back as like,
He's gonna have like the bragging rights of Chris Jericho. I'm the first person to make Money in the Bank, win or lose, and I defeated John Cena and Rey Mysterio.
Or depending on how it plays out, he could come back as a huge babyface who got screwed by McMahon. I mean, you never know.
Let him leave with the belt, and then
that's like the ultimate fantasy booking, but that's not happening.
It's gonna happen. I talked to him. I talked to him earlier, and they said that's gonna happen. So
really?
Yeah.
Can I get them digits? Because I got some stuff I need cleared up.
Connections. They listen to me. They listen to the podcast. So.
I mean, that's what really makes me think that they've re-signed Punk, because maybe they do have that gimmick where he leaves or whatever, and they'll let him
take a break, heal up,
give him a few months to.
And if they really want to sell it, they'll let him work some indies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's sort of where I see it happening. Like they'll say, "Oh, our WWE champion wrestling in, AAA or wherever, doing this and that." I think that would just be really interesting to see, because not only would you be saying, "Oh, this has never happened in our business." Well, no, it's not never happened before, but something that hasn't happened in a very long time, and then you're actually acknowledging that other organizations exist, because prior to this, they never really mention other companies
until they bought them out.
Yeah, until they would buy them out and be like, "Oh, by the way, I just spent $18
hey, guess
million.
What? WCW exists now."
Yeah, and I own it. Oh, what was that little organization in Philadelphia? Oh, yeah, we bought them too. So, by the way, their names are ECW. So, I think that would be great to see. I think it would be really.
So just because I got confused and I forgot who said what. What were you guys' calls on the main again?
I'm going to pick Punk.
Oh, we all pick Punk.
I'm picking Punk to win, and someone coming in with the Money in the Bank and losing because Vince McMahon sent him out. That's where I see it going.
So I'm going to say he's going to go over twice and then drop it to the other Money in the Bank guy. You're saying he's leaving with the belt?
I think he's leaving with the belt. It's a stretch.
That's cool. I mean, hey, if it happens, I'd be into it.
I agree with Daniel. I think like you said, I think it's a stretch, but I don't know. I kind of feel like that may.
I think it would be something that WWE has not had for a long time, and that's compelling TV.
Who are they going to give him the okay? Okay, if this happens, who do you see them giving them the okay for him to work with their belt? Where does he go? Obviously not TNA.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, you're going to have like indie circuits or something like that.
But I mean, are you talking like really small indies? Or you think you're going to see him working ROH and Chikara and PWG, and
I mean, that would be cool to see, but I don't think they'd let him do that.
No.
But maybe indie circuits, just somewhere where they can like take a picture of him defending up against someone.
Well, do you guys have do you have somebody chase him through the circuits though? Are you seeing like Cena out there like after Punk at this show, or someone else from the company who's trying to get the belt back?
They'll have a little stage where John Cena is like at a local gymnasium,
and then
or
Punk
something.
just takes the belt and runs.
Yeah, dude, that'd be kind of funny.
If that happened, like
how
if we
funny
were
would
at a
that
show.
be?
Go ahead.
Like, how funny would that be? Like, to be at the GCPPW show and like in an armory, and be like,
Cheap
oh, by the way, we
plug.
brought in CM Punk, and then like all of a sudden this camera crew comes like rushing in, and like John Cena goes chasing after him, and they go running out like there's 200 people there, but they'd be flipping out. And then, it shows up on Raw or something like that. I think that would be interesting.
That would be cool, and we were having a blast fantasy booking this.
Yeah.
But I don't think...
Will it happen? Absolutely not. But,
Will anything, fans or anyone who's listening, will anything we just said happen? Probably not.
WWE's going to have a press release. Okay, we've been listening to WNS and the podcast, and they have some good ideas. So I think we're going to listen to them and go with their ideas. Golden.
Very nice. So, I just... It would just be interesting to see. So, like I said, it would be something that WWE has not had for some time, and that is compelling TV. Something to get you watching, going, what is going to happen next? Because I think that would just be really awesome to see.
I will agree.
So
agreed.
And a little interesting side note about the CM Punk, promo that he cut. He did make a mention of the WWE ice cream bars, whatever. We put a little promo video up on our Facebook page. Go checking that out. And actually, there's been a big.
They did respond to the people who wrote in about it, didn't they?
Yes, they recently. It actually just broke not too long ago. Good Humor answering the overwhelming demand of its of the official statement. People wanting the WWE ice cream bars to be returned, and they said, quote, "Thank you for writing us regarding Good Humor ice cream and sharing your thoughts. We are always appreciative of our consumers' loyalty and creativity."
I don't remember the ice cream.
Were you guys old, just to cut you off, were you guys old enough to have had these? Because I was. I remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember them. I don't. No. Not me personally.
I remember.
I don't know
I'm
how
a
bad
few
that
years
is
older
as
than
far
you
as-
guys, but I remember them.
Just a little bit, not too bad. But yeah, it was definitely a little bit of fun little information to pass down for that one. Forgot what I was going to say afterwards, but oh well. Moving on.
Oh, my bad. Did I cut you off?
No.
I was just curious if I was the only one who remembered them like fondly.
No, I know
They
a lot
were
of
good, too.
a lot of the older
I want some now.
of the older wrestling fans remember that, so it was definitely something enjoyable. I'm guessing, so it would be interesting to see a new version of it. Who knows? Maybe in a couple months you'll see it.
You're listening to a special interview segment from the official podcast of WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, at this time, we're going to take a little break. We're going to have a special interview portion of our show. We're going to be speaking with Chief Technical Officer Randy Fish from Rocket Ninja. He is in charge over Wrestler Unstoppable, the Facebook app. Randy, welcome to the show.
Hi, glad to be here.
How you doing today?
Doing very well.
Awesome. Okay, so for the people who don't know, explain the game to us, Wrestler Unstoppable.
Okay, so Wrestler Unstoppable is a Facebook game that allows people to create their own wrestler and basically develop their skills, to train, to unlock new moves, and basically live the dream of becoming the most unstoppable wrestler possible. Basically, Wrestler Unstoppable has a lot of social features, so it's actually a social game on the social network. There's a lot of inter-user communication. In fact, Wrestler Unstoppable is very much a social network within Facebook for wrestlers to communicate with each other. So the idea of the game is that you are actually your wrestler's manager. So you are building your wrestler up, and the wrestlers can have their own drama. They can have their own caricatures. You basically buy equipment to basically beef up your wrestler and look as badass as possible. Mm-hmm. And basically, you challenge other wrestlers in the game. They could be your friends on Facebook. They could be complete strangers from all over the world. And you basically try to move up the ranks to be the best wrestler in the game.
Very nice. Yeah, we were just checking out the game earlier, and we were going through sort of the tutorials and stuff like that. They kind of build you up. It's sort of like a turn-based type of play.
Yep.
Where you'll attack and attack and attack until you miss, and then if you miss, then your opponent gets to go.
That's exactly right.
So
the nice thing about that is that it allows the games to be played when your friends aren't necessarily online. There are two different variations of the match. So what you're referring to there is we call it there's the live match, and there's sort of the asynchronous match, or the delayed match. So those the delayed matches can last up to 7 days, and basically you take turns, as you just described. You make your moves, and as soon as you fail, it's your opponent's turn, and you can end your turn early by adding setting up a defense, and that will switch to the other player's turn, and hopefully you've selected a defense that goes against whatever they're going to throw at you.
So what would you say that sets your game apart from other Facebook games?
So, as I mentioned, it is a truly social game. There's actually quite a lot of depth to it. It is a real game. It's not just a click fest, as some of the other games on Facebook tend to be.
Yeah.
And there is quite a bit of strategy. So, basically, you have to understand the various moves and the momentum required to execute those moves. The pros and cons of doing those various moves, and basically wrestlers will come up with some sequence of moves that sort of it works the best for the way they play the game. Mm-hmm. The other thing is your character. Which character you choose has a big effect on the game as well. So basically, different characters. There's male and female characters. There's large and little person characters, as well as fit and muscular characters, and so those characters, it actually matters in the gameplay, which character you choose, how you train, and so on. And the training is actually an important part too. So you can train, if you train up on stamina, you actually start out with more health than your opponents. If you train on strength, the moves do more damage, and so on. So there's lots of different styles of play within the game, and you sort of choose that direction. And on top of that, I mean, there's the whole social aspect, which I reiterate because it really is a big differentiator relative to other games on Facebook. There's a news feed. So when you join the game, you actually can become a fan of other wrestlers. So it might be maybe as you're getting started, it's a wrestler that helped you out, or someone that you had a good conversation with during the match. Whatever the case may be, you become their fan, and then they can post, much like when users post to Facebook, to the news feed on Facebook, but you can see the conversations of your wrestler, what tournaments they're joining, what matches, who they defeated in their matches, what stable they're in, and all this other information about that allows you to sort of find out about the other aspects of the game. So, as I mentioned, it is quite a complicated game. There is the notion of federations. You can join a company, a federation, and move up the ranks within that company. And you can also join a stable, which is basically a group of up to 10 other characters that you cooperate with, and you compete as a group against another stable of wrestlers. And so basically the stables have a league. It's like a sort of a weekly tournament, and you move up the ranks with your stable mates to become the best stable in the game.
Very nice.
And so there's the individual and the team aspect within the game.
Very nice. And also notice it's pretty much fully customable. You can customize your wrestler, the moves that they can do. Just go on from there. You can, like you said, you have the training method, so you can decide what kind of wrestler you want to be. And I personally like the graphics. It's got 3D graphics, which not too many of the games on Facebook have.
That's right. So Rocket Ninja actually has its own 3D engine, and part of the reason that we procured this game is actually to apply our 3D technology to an already successful wrestling game. So before we acquired it, it was a 2D game. Essentially, the customization of your character was a paper doll. So you would layer the clothes on, you buy a pair of jeans, and it just overlays some jeans on top of your static wrestler. And then when you actually executed the moves, it basically just told you whether it was success or fail. Mm-hmm. And so adding the 3D allows a whole new dimension. Seasoned wrestling fans will know what a backbreaker is, but it sort of broadens it opens it up to people and sort of teaches them about what some of these moves are and why a backbreaker is more devastating than a backhand chop, for example.
Very nice. Now, about how long did it take to create the game?
So the game has actually been in development for over 2 years. Rocket Ninja actually purchased the game around December of last year, and since then we've been working to tweak the game, to add the 3D components that I mentioned, and basically add new features and functionality to make the game better. So we're continually evolving the game to make it the best experience. We take the user feedback very seriously, so we have a very avid fan base that's constantly requesting new features, changes to the game, new items to add to the store, and so on, and we definitely listen to that feedback and are doing our best to incorporate it as it makes sense for the betterment of the game.
Okay. Do y'all have any kind of plans for future updates, additional characters, and content?
So we are continuously updating the game. That's the nice thing about having a Facebook game, is that we can change it all the time, and we can change it live. So we're constantly adding new content. There's currently no plans for new characters at this time, but we add new content to the store continuously, and we also add new features to the game. So one of the things that our user base is really excited about, we sort of teased it a few weeks back, is we're adding tag teams to the game, so you can actually play a tag team match, and you pair up with your tag team mates, and you take on another tag team. Obviously, that opens up a whole world of functionality we can add with all different types of tag team matches and so on. Another thing that we had a video trailer that we were running a while back, and in there we sort of gave a little bit of a sneak preview of the notion of venues, which is basically the ability to fight in different types of arenas, whether it's the current arena. Right now there's only one, but there's backyard, there's garage, there's all these different types of venues, and we haven't. This is a little bit of a ways out, but it's the kind of content that we're going to be adding to the game to enhance the experience and give some variety for the long-standing players.
Very nice. It's going to be keeping the people coming back.
Yeah,
that's right. So basically, the next time you log into Wrestler, there might be a dozen new features that you didn't see the last time, and that's the advantage of doing a social game or a Facebook game that's hosted the way this is, as opposed to if this were a console game, you'd have to buy the new disc the next year. Mm-hmm. And in this way, we can continuously evolve the game.
What about championships?
So we do have. So we ran a Wrestler Unstoppable worldwide tournament. Mm-hmm. So basically, what happened there is we charged to enter the tournament, and the winner actually got a belt. So his character has a belt. There's only one belt in existence.
Very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And so this guy, his character's name is Trog, so if you're on the game, you can search for him. But yeah, he's wearing the belt, and he's extremely proud of it.
Champion
of
champions.
He's very humble, but he enjoys the fact that he is the first Wrestler Unstoppable world champion. And then the companies, as I mentioned, they have the ability to have champions as well. So one of the things, and we're actually working really hard to improve some of the user experience around companies, because it's a very powerful part of the game. It's something that really differentiates itself and is really a key part of the social nature of the game, because you have people of like interest. So there's the company owners can create a company, and they can have whatever theme they want. So we have some that there's Cajun Swamp Wrestling is an example of that's their theme, and so they're always talking talking a certain way, and they get into that notion of being, the Cajun swamp wrestlers. There's other ones that are saints and sinners. So all of their titles are all based on the 7 deadly sins, for example. Things like that. So they get the owners get really into creating the various divisions and within their company and their champions for within those divisions, and it gives them the ability. So you can always contend for some title. You may not be able to defeat Trog for the World Championship title, but there's lots of other titles to achieve. And the game does keep track of your achievements so that you can see who's been the champion of certain things.
Very nice. You mentioned earlier, other wrestling games having to make people purchase extra discs and stuff like that. Do y'all have any plans to bring it to iTunes, iPhone, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, something like that?
Android.
So at the moment, we're really trying to dominate in the social space. So we might bring it to other social networks before we took it off. Part of the deal there, it's actually a technology challenge. Is that our 3D engine is a Flash-based engine, and for example, the iOS devices don't run Flash, so that's sort of a non-starter, at least for the immediate future. But there's certainly the potential down the road to build up a separate product or maybe an extension product. So we've had users that have requested for us to build something that tells you when it's your turn in a match. As we talked about those delayed matches, it might be your turn, and you wouldn't know about it unless you went back to the game. So there's ways to do that. There's also the possibility of actually allowing you to customize your character, to chat with your wrestling your fans, to do all the social aspects of the game from a mobile device. That wouldn't be a problem at all. In fact, for most of those features I just mentioned, you can do it today just by logging onto the Facebook app from your cell phone.
Very nice.
And I know you said you guys purchased the game, but I was wondering if there was any any games that you guys, at least from your end, may have patterned it after, or any inspiring games.
So, as I said, we did purchase it. So we do know a little bit about the history of the game, and because it's been around, I mean, if you look back at what Facebook games were 2+ years ago, they were basically all text-based, right. And so there are very little graphics, if any. So this game, at that time was sort of rock, paper, scissors-ish, and it has since evolved into something much more in-depth and much more complicated and much more interesting. So that was sort of the inspiration, but back then that was sort of the nature of the Facebook games. Right. I don't know if you were playing Facebook games back then, but you can probably remember back that there were snowball fights and
the Mafia Wars days.
Wars, but even Mafia Wars was well after this game was live. Oh, so wow. I don't know the exact timeline, but this was certainly very early on, and the developer was definitely a fan of wrestling, grew up watching wrestling, but he wasn't a wrestler himself or anything like that, but he just thought that it was an interesting domain, and he thought that people would get really into building this alternate persona for themselves.
Well, very cool. We like I said, we checked out the game. It looks really great. It's, the graphics are really good. It looks like something you could really spend a lot of time honing your skills and doing stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So, yes,
and the players who get into it, I mean, there's definitely the casual players who'll come in and do a couple fights and go on their merry way. And there's other players, honestly, that have been playing this game in its various forms since it launched, many years ago. So you'll notice some comments in our forums about the game and how things were in version 1.0. That's basically the 2.5 year ago version. And these people are still coming back because they so enjoy the social aspects of this game. I mean, it's one of the very few, and I don't know ins and outs of every Facebook game, but I certainly haven't heard of other games where people are making as many real-life friends as have been made on this game, as well as we've actually had people get married that have met in this game.
They settled
There's
it with
also
a
players
ring.
that are married within the game that are not, they've never actually met face to face.
Wow.
So people take the game very seriously. Once you get into it, I think we've done a great job of keeping people entertained, and then the users themselves will entertain each other.
It brings people together.
It absolutely does, and definitely find. So every once in a while, for example, when Macho Man passed away, we did a little tribute to him in the game, and the outpour of remembering the glory days of Macho Man and all the other when there's a birthday of somebody who's a current wrestler or whatever, we'll post it and just get people chatting about wrestling of now and wrestling of days past, and it sort of fuels the fire to continue to build your character to, at least within the game, be as big and as known as the names that they're celebrating.
Very nice. Well, Randy Fish, we certainly do appreciate you coming on our show, and definitely we wish nothing but the best and success for you in your game, and everyone who's on Facebook, definitely check it out if you're a fan of wrestling. Wrestling Unstoppable.
Wrestler Unstoppable. apps.facebook.com/unstoppable.
Very nice. All right. Well, we certainly do appreciate you taking some time out of your day and joining us. And,
glad to be here, and thanks for the time.
Hey, no problem. You take it easy.
Thanks.
All right. You guys too.
All
thanks
right.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
And speaking of video games, we've got a new trailer for a new WWE video game. It's called Brawl, and they emphasize the W on it. And it's going to be kind of interesting to see. We saw the trailer for it on YouTube. And what did you guys think of that? Did y'all happen to check it out?
I thought it was pretty cool. I know some people are like, it's stupid, but give it a chance.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like...
I mean, I'm pretty sure there were similar reactions to that when All-Stars came out, but All-Stars is a pretty...
Street Fighter.
Yeah, well, All-Stars is a pretty fun game, and I thought it was going to be pretty crappy when I first saw it. So.
Yeah, to check out the trailer, go to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Now it's going to be a new segment of our show. I don't know how long this is actually going to last, but we like to call it Bear Puns. So we asked the
so lame.
Yeah, it is horrible. But we asked the listeners to give us some puns for Tyler. Don't call him a bear. And here are just a few of what we've got. Grin and bear it. Bear up. I will buy you a balloon.
Wait, well, so does he actually have to say these that the people send in, or they just?
No, they're just for him. Just to
make me feel good.
Yeah, to make like
Tyler when he's crying himself to sleep in his little bear bed at night.
Hey,
thank you.
Sleeping in the man bear cave.
Man bear cave.
I think he should pick one and say it in a bear voice at least.
Okay.
If you're gonna do this segment, he's got to do something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've said
in a bear voice.
Yeah, I've said 2 of them. So
that's right. That's right.
Pick one of the remaining 3, and that'll be our Tyler. Don't call me a bear pun. Bear pun of the week.
Say it like a bear.
You have to say it like a bear.
That's gonna be fun. Okay, here we go.
Rawr.
Wait. Show me your bear claws.
Yeah, give us your bear claws.
Show me your bare teeth.
This is ridiculous.
Take off your shoes and show us your bare feet.
Oh goodness.
Oh, but
One more reason.
that was a good one.
I'm gonna make up my own bear pun right now.
No. Why did all these people spend their time sending these in? If you're not gonna say it.
All right, give us your best bear pun in the voice of a bear for the. Tyler,
this is gonna be ridiculous.
It's the Tyler. Don't call me a bear pun.
Put your claws up. I want to see the claws up. Get them up.
Get it
snap.
up.
I can barely imagine what people are going to say.
Thank you very much, Tyler.
And to think you weren't gonna make him say it. Aren't you glad I was here?
Oh, thank you very much, Doug, for being here. That was awesome. That was your Tyler.
Can you say it to normal people now? Because I didn't hear what he said. What was it?
I can barely imagine what people are going to say.
That was your Tyler, don't call me a bear pun of the week.
Oh, thank you, people.
Thank you very much.
Whose pun did he pick?
Oh, I'd have to look that up. But go to our Facebook page. And they're still available on there. We'll try and get one on there. Submit your bear puns. Go to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Now it's time for our Q&A portion. Your questions, our answers.
Our questions, our answers.
Coming from our Facebook page, Prime Time asking, what was the best build-up to a WrestleMania match? And Doug, since you're new on the Q&A,
I get to go first?
Yeah, we'll let you take off
cool.
on this one.
Well,
we'll give you zero thinking time. And
since I have zero thinking time, I'm going to go to... All right, you can't do the bear thing. I mean, since I have zero thinking time, I'm going to say something... I'm going to say... The Mega Powers Explode, WrestleMania 5. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, they were buds. They were a tag team. Miss Elizabeth was with Macho. It kind of started out where it was like, I think Hogan was injured at the hands of Akeem and Big Boss Man, who were teaming at the time. And Elizabeth went to check on Hogan, which Macho didn't like because that was his girl, right? Mm-hmm. Checking on some other dude. What? And then I think the next little incident between them was Hogan accidentally eliminated Macho from the Royal Rumble, which Macho Man didn't like, right?
Yeah.
Not
a fan of that one.
Yeah, and then a couple weeks later, I think they were tagging against Akeem and Big Boss Man again, and I think like Macho got like knocked off the canvas and he fell back on Elizabeth, and this is the infamous scene everyone's seen where Hogan carries Elizabeth out, returning the favor. He went to check on her or whatever. Yeah. Well, when he gets back, he carries her back, and then when he gets back, Macho slaps the taste out of his mouth because that's his girl, and that's strike three, buddy.
Very nice.
And I don't know, it's just like they do the breakup of like the tag team partners a lot, and that was just one of the better what I thought was one of the better times it was. And of course, Hogan went over at WrestleMania 5, if you didn't know.
Yeah. As he tended to do.
Lust in your eyes, Hulk Hogan. For my title, for my woman. You want what I have, and I'm not going to let you have it. Ooh, yeah.
Very nice.
I don't know. I can't do voices, sorry.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on to Tyler.
I know he just gave me time to think, but nothing's coming to my... The only thing that's coming to my head, and I know there's other ones, but the first... was it WrestleMania 25 or Shawn Michaels and Undertaker?
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Not too bad. I think the second one, they had a better build-up for it. But the first one was a very good build-up.
Yeah.
Because they had the darkness and lightness and stuff like that. So, it was definitely interesting to see. I had one in the top of my head, and I just lost it. I'm thinking maybe Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart in the Iron Man match, because that had a lot of build up because he had his Shawn Michaels had his trainer come in, and it was doing the whole build up for that. Like, is this his time? Is it, finally the time for Shawn Michaels to be the champion? And, and
also, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was cutting over your thing.
I'm
sorry. I just think something. I'm like,
go for it.
Another one I really liked was the build up to Bret and Owen, the whole story being that Owen wanting to step out of his big brother's shadow kind of thing. I'm forgetting the WrestleMania off the top of my head. Do you guys know off? You guys know, I'm blanking on what Mania that was off the top of my head. Do you guys know? All right, I don't know. I forgot, but that was also one I really liked.
I have to do a little more research on that one before I can start tossing.
What about I maybe have two I could throw out. I don't know. See what y'all think about that. What about Rock and Hogan?
Yeah, that was a good build up. Also, Bret Hart and Stone Cold in the submission match, which also ended up being one of the better matches of WrestleMania.
Yes,
so I think Austin and Rock.
Yeah,
they're although they're spanned for 3 years.
Well, yeah.
So that's 3 years of build up. So but still. Pretty good build-up. That was the one that I was originally thinking of.
There's one coming up. I know it's gonna be a great.
Did I show my age with WrestleMania 5?
Man, Doug, how old are you?
47.
Man,
I'm just gonna say this one because I know Daniel super excited for this one and the build up.
Kelly, and Molina. I totally agree.
Rock and Cena.
Oh, no, not so much. No, I could probably. I'm not sure I could care less than I do about it than right now.
You look pretty excited.
Do I?
Yeah.
That's a shame. Moving on to our YouTube questions. Go over to WNS.
And that's when
Video.
CM Punk comes back.
Yes.
And he ruins them. Okay, good.
Fantasy
booking. If you want to hear the rest of our fantasy bookings,
stick around. No, moving on to our YouTube questions. Go on to a WNS video to submit your question. The first one's coming from thebigfatblog.org. Simply asking, who do you think deserves to get a WWE DVD set, and it cannot be someone who has already had one?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I would probably.
I'm trying to run through the roster in my head right now. But.
Well, just pick someone who you'd like to see, and I mean, most of the people who already have one are the people who have been in there long enough to get one.
Yeah.
I think the only one who doesn't have one is CM Punk, and
it's true.
He did mention that on Raw.
Be a nice going away present. It won't
Yeah,
happen.
that would.
Hornswoggle.
Okay, Tyler, you can leave now. I'd like to see a Dean Malenko DVD set. I know that's kind of just out of the air, but
No, I like Dean.
yeah, he's a good technical wrestler, and I don't believe he's had one unless it was like for the Four Horsemen, but that was WCW.
Yeah.
So that
Does the question specify it has to be current? Because I know you guys threw out my little stable idea last week because they were current superstar.
No, let's whoever's been in WWE who has not had one. Who do you think deserves one? Because Chris Jericho already has one, Batista already has one,
Well,
John Morrison already has one.
Does Christian have his own?
Christian does not have one, I believe.
Then if not Christian, then I'll go with Christian.
What about
Okay.
He was part of WWE. He's part of TNA. Did Kurt Angle have one in WWE?
I believe he did. I could be wrong, but I think so. I'll have to check, or some of the listeners can let us know. But I believe he did.
Brock Lesnar had one.
Yeah. So definitely interesting. So that's at least who we think. Who do you... Because everyone else has pretty much had one that are some of the better ones.
William Regal. I changed my
William
answer.
Regal.
There you go.
I changed my answer. William Regal.
Yeah. He's had a very long career and never gotten a good DVD or anything.
I don't know how he
Kinda-
escaped my
Well,
mind
hey.
at first, but I'll go with Regal.
Yeah.
Booker T.
Yeah, I think Booker T has not had one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll go with Booker T. I'll go with Dean Malenko, and you're going
Well,
with
I'm gonna go
William
with
Regal. Regal.
'cause-
Okay.
Well, I have two.
Okay.
Booker T. What about Taz?
Taz. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Okay. Well, there you go. Let us know what you think. Head on over to our Facebook or YouTube page. Our final question of the night coming from 6-Star Criminal, asking, do you think it would be a good booking decision for the WWE if they brought back the Cruiserweight division? Keep up the good work, guys.
Absolutely
Oh, thanks.
not. Absolutely not. They've already devalued every belt they already have.
Yeah.
Another
What
belt
was
is
it?
just going to get devalued.
Hornswoggle was the
Yeah, it was
last.
the last. Yeah.
It's just going to be another title that's not going to mean anything, when they bring
Yeah.
it back. So what's the point?
Yeah, I'd like to see it back. I'd like to see
If done
you know,
correctly, of
yeah.
course. But
You
they're not.
put Sin Cara, Daniel Bryan, Justin Gabriel, a few other people. You'd have to put all the smaller guys on one show though in order to have that happen. Unless the Cruiserweight's sort of like the tag championship where you can go back and forth per show.
I can see that.
But other than that, they don't have any small guys. They don't favor the small. Or, Vince McMahon does not favor the small guys. So I don't really see that happening. I'd like to, but I don't think it would be a good decision to do. Tyler.
And there's no way that Tree could be part of the Cruiserweight division.
Well, maybe in his younger stage.
Sprout.
Yeah, there you go.
Lame.
Submit your
If you're going to do
questions.
tree puns, you got to stand like a tree, too.
To submit your questions, go to YouTube and search WNS Video. You can also go to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and Wrestling News Source on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe to us and leave a little comment on what you think about our show. We certainly do appreciate it. And we also have 2 other places that you can find us.
If you want to find us on Twitter, For the podcast, it's WNS Podcast, and for the main site is WN Source.
Bear puns.
Roar.
Oh, that was so entertaining. And to submit your bear puns, t-shirt ideas, or anything else that you might have for us, head on over to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
I am still flying with my pants down, Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all next week. See you later.